Welcome back. We're live on ETV Ghana. This is Breakfast TV. And of course, we are indeed reaching out to the rest of the world. And thanks for allowing us into your homes today. Thanks for joining us for Breakfast of Issues. My name is Bismarck Brown, in case you just joined us. Well, you're free to join us in our discussion this morning on 020 222 054. Send us a regular message as well on the same number and we'll certainly entertain it. But be decorous with your language and have your messages coming in on time. My guests are seated. I've been joined this morning by a great gentleman. Well, I have my very first guest, Mr. Ken Thompson. He is the CEO of Dalex Finance. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Well, I'm very well as well. Thanks for joining us. We also have with us this morning a friend of the media, Ni Amate. Is it Amate? Yeah. That's right. Well, other than that, I'm sure I was going to get a call from somebody. Yeah. Well. Ni, I hope you're well as well.
Oh, yeah, I'm okay.
Well, we thank God. Well, Vodafone Ghana has set up a unique number that can be accessed across networks to provide public education on Ebola and cholera. Now, at the other end of the line is a medical team which will provide answers to your questions on Ebola. All you need to do is to kindly call 050 5050 500. Very cool number. 050 50 50 500. From any network for information on Ebola and also on cholera every day between 4 p.m. and 10 p.m. Vodafone customers should dial 255 for the same service and expect medical advice on any other health issue for only 1 pesewa per minute. Vodafone, power to you. Well, Dalex Finance also, within last week I heard, launched an Ebola education fund. I want to talk a little bit about Ebola today because I have just seen a story in the Daily Graphic, I beg your pardon, the Ghanaian Times. Ebola kills treated Liberia doctor, and the story says a Liberian doctor has died despite taking an experimental anti-Ebola drug, Liberia's information minister says. Abraham Bobo was one of 3 doctors in Liberia who had been given ZMAP and were showing signs of recovery. ZMAP has been credited with helping several patients recover, including 2 U.S. doctors. I'm worried with this several patients because the first 2 patients we knew received a shot of ZMAP were the 2 doctors. They have been released and doctors say they are no threat to society. The next one I know is this doctor. So I'm wondering the several patients who are showing signs of recovery. But, well, more than 1,400 people have died from Ebola this year in 4 West African countries, and I'm sure you know about Guinea, Liberia, Nigeria, and Sierra Leone. And Dr. Bobo was showing signs of improvement, but yesterday, Sunday, that was 2 days ago, he took a turn for the worse. And it goes on and on. What this means for the drugs, I don't know, the minister added, and it goes on. Sounds like it is working with the 2 American doctors, but not working well with the black African. But, well, Dalex has launched an education fund to more or less help educate people on Ebola. So, Mr. Thompson, education fund means money, I'm sure. What is this about? How is it going to work like?
Okay, good morning again. The whole idea behind launching education fund was I was very concerned, Dalex was very concerned by the ease with which Ebola could spread in this country. And also, we're very concerned that the message was not getting to the people, most of our people who live probably in the rural areas. Also, in particular, the fact that the private sector in Ghana is the game changer. I've always said the private sector is a game changer. And it's important that we show leadership and issues of national importance. That's the whole idea behind the Education Fund. So the point is that we'll send out SMSs, we'll do flyers, we'll do posters, we'll do SMSs, and it's a 1 million CD fund.
Okay.
We have pledged 100,000.
Okay.
We're actually managing the fund, and it's supposed to provide information on Ebola. And I'm going to call all the people I know in the private sector to contribute. Think of what's happening with our CD. If Ebola also hits us, we're in trouble. I mean, can you imagine?
Just look at cholera. At least.
Exactly.
So far, 51 people have died.
Can you imagine Usubi in quarantine? Nobody going in, nobody coming out. Can you imagine it happening at Salem Down? Nobody going, nobody going out. So for us, it's important that we show leadership. The private sector shows leadership. And it's important that we realize that, we have to take things into our hands. And we cannot rely on government. We are the government anyway to do things for us. We have to show leadership. So that's the whole idea behind the Ebola fund.
And what has been the response so far? Are you getting the private sector contributing to this fund?
Yes, so far we've got some airtime. I'm here this morning. I've been other stations. We've got a company, SecPrint. They're doing flyers for us.
Okay.
From this week, it will start to increase. We have an Ebola advisory board, which is made up of very senior personalities in this country. And the rest of the money will be given to charity. Okay. The initial aim is 1 million, but I hope to go beyond that. And I'm going to be personally calling and pressurizing people because we can make a difference. And you see, I went to Shama about 3 weeks ago, and went to the village. It's not a village. I mean, I went to the beach and I was speaking to fishermen. They had no idea about Ebola. And think about it. I mean, for West Africa, the populations move. And if somebody came home and was sick, they'll look after them. He's coughing, he's bleeding, he's throwing up. They'll look after them. And that's all infection. You will die. Think about the way we manage dead people. And that's all spreading. In any case, if your neighbor's beard is burning, you put water by yours. We cannot assume that Liberia and Guinea and Sierra Leone are far from us. They're the same people, or Nigeria. We are the same people. So it's important that we give information.
Okay.
And I think that as a private sector, we can make a difference.
So this is the private sector taking the lead.
Yeah,
well, and you're going to basically spend this money on educational activities.
Yes.
Okay.
For example, this weekend, we're going to take flyers to all the major churches this week and ask them to distribute.
Okay.
I mean, you'd be amazed how even people in Accra don't know anything about Ebola. And because it hasn't happened, you don't know your neighbor has got it. Everybody says, okay, it's fine.
Have you taken into consideration the population who cannot read? What would they make of the flyers and the SMSs they receive?
First, the SMSs and the other callings will be in local languages.
Okay.
The flyers will also be in local languages.
Okay.
And actually, I should have brought a flyer because the flyer is very graphic.
Okay.
Throwing up, running, stomach running, vomit feeling, as they call it. It's very, very graphic. So that should.
So you have images explaining the
yes, it's all images.
Okay.
It's an idiot's guide.
Okay.
So when I say idiot's guide, you make something, anything.
You don't need to think too much to
That's
understand.
That's a good document. My grandmother should understand it. And if my grandmother does not understand it, then we have failed.
Okay.
That's the whole idea.
Well, government is looking for money to purchase protective equipment and clothing for frontline health workers. Is there any chance that government may benefit from this fund in any way?
To start with, I think that what I should mention is that UNICEF, we're also partners in this fund because we went to UNICEF because they have the information, so to make sure information is accurate. We are government anyway, so whatever we do is on top of what government is already doing.
Okay.
But it's a private sector thing. It's nothing to do with government.
Okay.
It's nothing to do with government in terms of the people that we have put in place to manage our affairs. But government is us. We're the government.
Ebola Education Fund. So who can contribute? I'm watching the show this morning, and I am an individual. How do I contribute to this fund?
Okay, this week, I think we've put out some information in the media, but we're going to extend it. Okay. There's an Ebola Education Fund, which with an EcoBank account, which you put money into it. Okay. It's actually on the Dalex website as well. But we're going to advertise in the media, and anybody can contribute. Okay. We're also writing to at least all the companies in the Ghana Club 100, and I'm going to call most of them to say, look, try and contribute. Contribute either your time, contribute your money, contribute your resources, and together, we make a difference. Okay. I remember, about a few years ago, I was watching TV. That was in England, and somebody came on and was talking about famine in Ethiopia. And I thought, why is this white man so interested in farming Ethiopia? And he kept going on and on. And that's what brought about Live Aid. And we can all see the impact Live Aid make. But we can make a difference. So that's the whole idea.
We can make a difference in our own small ways.
We can make a difference.
Ebola and this education fund.
First of all, congratulations to Dalex. Except that my worry is, although Joe Jackson mentioned it last week to me, was it last 2 weeks?
Yeah, last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I thought the launching should have been a gargantuan one, where although you have to do what you're doing now by going around and popularizing it, we still should have seen the launching so that at least it will be eye-catching right from the start. Again, I think we're focusing on the elites and stuff. Another thing that I think will help with the propagation is maybe hire a truck like these local CD sellers do, and play your music, take it around to the Kaya Ye's place.
First, what I'll say is that going back to what I said previously, if my grandmother can't understand, and my grandmother is illiterate. If she can't understand, we failed. So there'll be information vans, there'll be all sorts of things are planned.
So there is a whole strategy in that.
Yeah, we have put it, and the strategy will come out in the paper. And we have put down 100,000 CDs. But 100,000 CDs within the whole context of what we want to do is small. But within the next 2 weeks, we should see it pick up speed. At the same time, I didn't want the focus to be on Dalex.
Okay.
I wanted the focus to be on Ebola initiative. That's what it's about. It's about Ebola initiative. And
is that why we saw less fanfare with the launch?
But that's not our style for certain things. It wasn't really necessary. We had a press release. I've been going around speaking to on rail stations. And, it's almost a chicken and egg situation. To be able to, get that big launch, it will take maybe another 2 or 3 weeks. But we don't have 2 or 3 weeks.
We don't have time.
Remember the last time I came here, I sent that, I think it was Ebola, yes. That same day, we have 1,000 sales executives. About 3 weeks ago, we sent SMS to all of them to speak to their clients. We also put out 10,000 leaflets. So that's what we've done already.
Okay.
So now we're ramping it up.
Okay.
That's the whole idea.
Well, and certainly as Nee rightly pointed out, I would love to see this dissemination of information going down to the hamlets and the nook and crannies of the country.
Not only that, but again, I was going to ask how the banners and the flyers were structured. Because how about our blind folks? You have anything in the form of braille?
They may benefit from the audio part or something.
Well, audio, braille, that all come up.
I'm sure we're going to have radio jingles.
Yes, radio jingles will
in
come
different languages and all of that.
We had to make a start, because it's not as if Dalex has, tons of money. It's not as if I have 10 people or 20 people managing a call center, but I'm prepared to say I'm going to do this and I'll see it through. So actually, I give my phone out on air. Anybody can call me. It's not call me. We have, the whole of last night from about 6 to about 11, I was working on Ebola.
Okay. Wow.
And my in tray is full.
Wow.
But that's besides the point. We can make a difference.
We can make a difference, and that's what Dalex has begun. You also try and do something in your own small way. You want to contribute to this Ebola education fund. We've been complaining about government not doing enough to sensitize us and bring us up to speed with the nuances of Ebola. Well, the private sector, led by Dalex, has taken that initiative. I think that the best and the least we can do is to support this educational fund with our small contributions, and if you have ideas too, I'm sure Dalex would welcome.
And also, everybody who contributes will be acknowledged.
Okay.
The fund is run by people. I'm not even part of it.
How long is this fund going to stay? Till we are able to find an antidote to Ebola?
No. We're hoping that we'll wrap this out within about 60 days.
Okay.
60 days. And the balance will be given to charity.
I would suggest that probably you push the balance into cholera or something, because cholera is equally taking lives and
you know
doing
what?
less.
I am worried about, giving the balance out
to charity.
Yeah, because I have been castigating World Bank, World Health Organization, WHO, because I thought that we pay our dues and World Health Organization should be doing more than we still need to be doing now. Because, see, Ebola raised its head sometime in the 70s, and it died out, and then everybody went to sleep, and then only for it to show its ugly head again. Now, if we're going to keep a balance, just to make sure that even though we might have succeeded in killing Ebola right to the roots, let's have some fund hanging around to perhaps do further research into Ebola and to find out whether to raise it ugly. Because remember, it gave us about 30 years.
We're only trying to help. I mean, I don't have the infrastructure to manage this thing in perpetuity.
What I'm saying is, if your company can start with 100,000 and you have those 100 businessmen hanging around in Ghana, I'm sure we will go beyond the target, because all we need now is 900,000. If 1 million,
that is if they will show that commitment.
No, they will. They will, because everybody's look. I'd been thinking. I'd stayed in my room thinking about one thing. That look, these kids of ours, if they go to school, in spite of what instructions you would have given them as to refuse to share water in a sachet with people, you still find them even on Sundays sharing ice cream you put in your mouth. And you get worried. So this thing is so scary, and they'll go beyond the 1 million target. But you know, one other thing I want to talk about is that we have our priorities turned upside down in this country. Look, see the number of companies contributing to Miss Ghana pageant, and look at how much.
My brother, don't worry about
No,
that.
it's not about you. It's not about you. What I'm saying is, if we cannot meet the target of 1 million, that's a disgrace.
Okay.
Because the number of people and companies that contribute to Miss Ghana pageant, if I'm talking about our priorities turn upside down, it is about the fact that the same companies will refuse to do anything when you send them a proposal or something to do with what do you know context. Look, Miss Ghana will be given cars, houses, stuff. And
but lately they've not been honoring their promises to their contestants anyway.
That's fine, but look at what the best brain guy will get in the what do you know contest. And that's why look, one day I joined a radio studio to do what we call the community library stuff. And we went from company to company. Look, it was so embarrassing.
You didn't get any help?
Nothing. They were not interested.
Because that's not where they will get the funds.
No, you see, but you've got to be careful. Business, whatever you do, you must have a hook in for business. They are businesses. And
so what's the hook in for Dalex?
The hook in for Dalex. The hook in for Dalex is that we can make a difference.
Okay.
And we've got to sell that to other companies in the private sector. That's the hook. We can make a difference. And we can stand tall and say that at this particular time, this is the difference we made. And it propels us to be able to change other aspects of
But isn't it the case that here in Ghana, I don't know about other countries, but here in Ghana, a lot of the companies are not looking at the social benefits that will accrue to the masses, but they are looking at what is in it for